Auction 2. Right, next up, we have another Lethal Pride. See a trend here. There's a lot of Lethal Prides, and some of the Elegant Hubrises are crazy. So we have another Lethal Pride. This is 14230 under Kiloava, and this is in the Duelist cluster. 14230. Right. Here we have 10% reduced crit damage, which is great, especially on hardcore. Fortify effect on Cloth and Chain. Fortify effect on Savagery. We have, I think this is just 20 strength. Let's see. As far as I know, the main highlight on this jewel is that it has a bunch of Fortify effect. It's got 40%. It's on Blade Barrier, Anti-Timing Impact, so most likely only 30%. You're probably not going to take 3 points for Fortify effect. But let's see what else it has. On Vigor, it's got 10% chance to Intimidate for 4 seconds. So that's 10% more damage from Intimidate. 4% extra life on Bravery. And what else did it have? It has 5% Endurance Charge on Kill. So if you're using both Titanic Impact and Destroyer, this is a really, really nice jewel. Let's see what else did it have. And then you have an additional 10% Fortify effect on Revelry. So you have 40%, 50 if you really want it, but 40% for two-handed. And it's got some really nice stuff. If you're using maces, here's an additional endurance charge on hit. So easy 40% without wasting much points. And endurance charges on kill and extra life. That is the main highlight of this jewel. And the only extra you get for free is the Golem's Blood with the 10% reduced. So this is an extremely nice jewel. So much Fortify effect. Insane amount of Fortify effect. We're going to be starting bids at 3 Exalted Orbs on this amazing jewel. We have 3 Exalted Orbs as the starting. Can I get a starter bid? 3x for the crazy two-handed Fortify. How do I join? Talk to Vero. We have a 3x by Uguay. Can I get a 3.5? 3.5 by Shiny Wizard. Can I get a 3.7? Can I get a 3.7? This is a crazy jewel. Nothing is really wasted, and you have an insane amount of Fortify effect, increased damage, and it's just all around a really, really amazing jewel. If you're using two-handers and you're in the Duelist cluster, this is the jewel for you. 4x by Shiny Wizard. Can I get a 4.2? This jewel is easily worth at least somewhere between 6 to 8 Exalted Orbs. Probably even more than that. Remember that it's very hard to actually find a jewel that you can benefit from. People are very happy to shell out loads of money for Watcher's Eyes. These are sometimes stronger. We have a 5 Exalted Orb bid by Shiny Wizard. Remember that we do have a new emote in the channel as well, Ziz Bid, that you can just spam when people are bidding. Can we get a 5.2 Exalted Orb offer, please? Looking for a 5.2. We have a 5.2. Can I get a 5.4? Extremely nice jewel. You need a monocle? That. 5.5. Can I get a 5.7? Can I get a 5.7? I can't see with this in. Can I get a 5.7? 5.5 is the current top bid. Going once. Going twice. 3 seconds left on final bid. 5.5 and sold to Shiny Wizard. Right. Next up, we have the most insane jewel I have ever seen. Next up, we have nothing I have ever... Whoops. Put the money in. Nothing I have ever seen has been this crazy. This is an insane jewel. I will show you now. By far, the best timeless jewel I have ever seen. On Slumlord, you have 80% minion damage, which is great if you're using Spiritual Aid. But wait, there's more. You have 80% pure physical damage on there. Eternal Fervor is Frenzy on hit. Superiority is 15% aura effect. Flawless Execution here for critical strike chance. You have 80% Fizz as a 3-pointer here. You have 80% Fizz as a 3-pointer here. This one was melee physical. But there's more. You have 15% here on Vol's Coop, which you can pick up for 2 points from up here. You have another 15% attack speed here for 2 points. You have an additional 80% fist damage here, and then you have an additional 80% melee physical damage here. Here you only have crit chance to spells and cast speed, so there's nothing else particularly good. This is an insane jewel, by far the best. So it's something like 600%, 600% fist damage and 30% attack speed, and absolutely bonkers. By far the best jewel that I have ever seen. And the reserve that we're starting at is we're starting at a 10x. Can I get a 10x for by far? This is a very, very cheap start, by the way. Insanely cheap start. So it is only starting at 10x. This is probably worth somewhere like 50 to 70x. By far the best time this jewel that I've ever seen. This is like a 1 mirror start jewel. Well, a lot of the reserves are very low. We have 10x. Can I get a 10.5? By far the best timeless jewel that anyone has ever seen me. 11. Can I get a 12? We have an 11. If this goes cheap, I'm gonna die. Me too. Me too. This is by far the craziest timeless jewel I have ever seen. 12. We have a 12. 13. Can I get a 14? 13x for the craziest timeless jewel ever seen. That is so much fist damage. You don't need any other damage. Do remember that this affects things like the gladiator bleed explosions and stuff with all the generic bleed. With all the generic fists, because it's not all melee fists. So a lot of nice explosion damage here. We have a 14x bid. Can I get a 15? We have a 15. Can I get a 16? Crazy, insane jewel. You are never going to see anything like this. Also, do remember that the Perandus ones have 148,000 variations. Very different than the Lethal Prides that only have 8,000 different ones. So you're way less likely to get a good jewel on the Elegant Hubrises. We have a 16x orb bid. Can I get a 17? Can I get a 17? So there's a lot more combinations on the Elegant Hubris. Steel Mage backed by Sugar Daddy. Steel Mage is not even leading. Raceling currently leading with a 16x. This is an insane jewel. Easily worth somewhere like 40 to 50x. Think of how much money people use on Watcher's Eyes, and they're very easy to get a similar one on. Very easy to get a good Watcher's Eye. We have a 20x bid. Big boy increment there. Big boy increment. We have a 20x bid. Can I get a 21? You are most likely never going to see this crazy a jewel, and it will give you a lot more damage than any Watcher's Eye for fewer points. This is insanely cheap for this jewel. Can I get a 21 Exalted Orbs? 20 Exalted Orbs. Going once. It's going to be interesting to see what the bids are going to be like on softcore. 20x going twice. 21. We have a 21. Very hesitant bidding here. Very hesitant bidding for a so crazy jewel. Very, very late bid there. We have 21 is the highest. Very surprised. I was expecting this to shoot up to 40. This jewel could unironically go for at least one mirror. Yeah, no, it's insane. It is an insane jewel. Like, there's so much damage. For those of you who missed what it did, it has Frenzy on hit, Aura effect, so all your auras will be stronger, 80 crit, and then it has 80 fist damage here, 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 and 30% attack speed on top of that. So it is an insane jewel. Absolute nutty jewel. Can I get it? 22 Exalted Orbs. We also have the 80% minion damage, where the endurance charge used to be. 21.5x. Can I get a 22? This is definitely the best jewel we've seen. 21.5 going once. 21 is highway robbery, yeah. What was the number again? This is number 123, 140. There's a lot of difference on these. 21.5 going twice would be 500x on software, yeah. Sold for 21.5x to Raceland. Next up, we have a Lethal Pride under Comb, 14,925 in the Duelist area. Definitely hard to resell, but so much bidder. You're focusing harder on what you're saying. I'm trying to enunciate more. Right, let's see. So switch scene. We have opening up with Golem's Blood having 10% Fortify effect. Regen on Cloth and Chain. 4% life on Savagery. Let's see. Fortify effect on Hatchet Master as well. Here on Bravery, 20% totem damage. On Master of the Arena, you have double damage as well. Let's see, what's the next one? That's just totem placement. Vigor has 20% melee damage. Revelry has 10% intimidate. And Titanic Impacts have 5% double damage as well. So in total, this is 10% double damage, 10% intimidate, so 20% more damage on this jewel. And you have the 20% fortify effect. 20% fortify effect, 20% increased damage. Yes, and 4% life. 4% life as well. So very, very nice jewel. 20% more damage. So that's like the same as like 2 or 3 triple stat radiance. What's the Dervish mod? Dervish is 4% life as well. Dervish is 4% life as well. But it is generally, then you're losing the double damage on Titanic Impacts. So 20% more damage. Remember, there is a big difference between more and increased. So crazy amount of damage here. Lethal Pride, we're starting at 4 Exalted Orbs. 20% more damage. 20% Fortify effect. And 4% life. Or 8% if you're dual wielding. Unless you're doing Wings of Entropy. Yes. I'm going to see. Ooh. Yeah. It's 10% from the double damage and 10% from Intimidate. So 20% more damage. We will do this in softcore as well. Can I get a 4x bid? I'm very much expecting like a shit ton on softcore. We have a 4x bid. 20% more damage. Lots of life. Fortify effect. We have a 4.5. Can I have a 4.7? Can I have a 4.7? Very extremely nice duelist jewel. 20 fortify, 20 more damage, 20 melee damage, and 4 life. You look like a snake oil salesman. Yeah, actually. We have a 4.5. Can I get a 4.7? Does this go up in 0.5s IMO? That's fine. How much X does Brotlord have? Well, on hardcore, there's several people with like 100 to 200x. On softcore, there'll be several people with 1,000 to 2,000x. We have a 4.7 by Uguay. Do I have a 5? Can I get a 5x bid? Looking for a 5x bid. Brotlord with a 5x. Can I get a 5.2? You look like someone that should be called Sir. Dude, wait till I pop this in. Ah! Can I get a 5.2? 20% more damage plus 4 EHP and people are still so hesitant. Should I buy this jewel or a generic Crimson jewel that's 10x? Worth it. Yeah. Okay, we have a 5 by Broadlord. Can I get a 5.2? 5 going once. 5 going twice. Final call. Sold for 5 to Broadlord. Still have a couple of duels left. We have 4 left. Next one is another Elegant Hubris 132320. 132320. This is good in the Templar cluster. Right, let's see if we can remember everything here. Naked bottom though, yeah, basically. Right, this is a very, very interesting duel. Here on Amplify, we have melee physical damage. Down here, we have pure physical damage. On Brutal Execution, we have 40 crit multi. On here, we have 80 crit chance. Just frenzy per frenzy charge here. Melee physical damage on Wriggles. This used to be Endurance. And here on Slumlord, obviously very easy to pick up Spiritual Aid if you're using this build. So another generic 80% damage here for minions. This is just bleeds and this is just evasion, but there is more. There's dodge on both of these. Dodge can be a pretty handy pickup. Here, for just 3 points, you get the Jug Ascendancy with gain and endurance charge every second if you've been hit recently. So a lot of damage here, plus the endurance charges. Other than that, it's just Fire Rest, Dodge, Cold Rest, and fire damage with attack skills. So a lot of damage for a physical, especially crit build. Very, very nice, Elegant Hubris. I am happy to announce that the starting bid is 1 Chaos Orb. Can I get a 1 Chaos Orb bid, please? For this really, really nice Elegant Hubris. 2C. 1X. Can I get a 1.2X, please? 1.2. Can I get a 1.5? 1.5. Can I get a 1.7? 2. Can I get a 2.2? Can I get a 2.5, please? 2.5. Can I get a 2.7? Looking for a 2.7 bid. Really, really nice duel. A lot of generic damage. 2.7. Can I get a 3 Exalted Orb bid, please? Lots of damage on this duel and the entire Jug Ascendancy for a very easy 3-point pickup just to become a Juggernaut. Can I get a 3.5? We currently have a 3.2 Exalted Orb offer. Can I get a 3.5x? 3.5x. Looking for 3.5. Entire Jug Ascendancy. And you have so much damage on this duel. And crit multi. Hi. 3.2. Looking for a 3.5. 3.5. Can I get a 3.7? Can you show the pathing nodes? There is no pathing nodes. This removes all of the traveling nodes. That is what a Elegant Hubris does. Hi.
Hi.
Elegant Hubris removes all the pathing nodes. So it's only the 80 fist there, 80 fist there, evasion, crit chance, crit multi, melee fizz, minions, and then you have the entire Jug Ascendancy node here for Eternal Resilience. So these are especially good when there's very little traveling. Obviously, you don't lose discipline and training. So all of this is you pick up for 2 points. So insanely nice duel here. Looking for a 3.7. Can I get a 3.7? $7.5x for Holly. 3.5 going once. 3.5 going twice. 3.5. Do you want to hit it? That's very weak.
I didn't want to like.
Hit it. Sold to Uruguay.